Oh, my bad. I'm mad I did that whole intro. I forgot my mic was muted. Y'all should be able to hear me now. Let me try that again. Welcome everybody to the last stream of the year, the last 2020 stream of the year. Make sure y'all go ahead and like and share this stream with everybody possible. Get the likes up. Let's see, who do we have here so far? Gnome King, Mark Stewart, Janesta, Darlene, Sean from the Shy, My Sasser, Tony, Brother Sly. Yeah, I forgot I had the mic muted on my actual microphone. Like I can actually press this little button right here to mute the mic, but I forgot that it was pressed because I was on another live stream last night and I probably missed and hit it because it's sensitive. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Tina, Isaiah, 007 Spidey 2, Carl Mahone, Pinky JYB, Still ND, Tyler, what's going on? As y'all can see, I am streaming from StreamYards today and not Streamlabs. Shout out to Black Voltron for the first donation of today. It says B1 salutations, Happy New Year to you at Torian Rain Reloaded, the moderators, the B1 family, and the new Black media from Oakland, California. Happy early New Year to you. And shout out to you for the donation. Let's see, who else do we have in here? Pisces the King, Duwani, Queen of Spades, TJ. Yes, please get those likes up. And I'm going to go ahead and share the stream again on my Twitter to let the people know that we are live, just in case they didn't catch it the first time. Okay, I just shared it. Let's see, who do we have here? Shout out to you, Sean from the Shy. Say you look cooler than the fan with the shades, nephew. Appreciate it. And ironically, I have a fan right here next to me. But thank you. Before anybody leave a comment in any chat, that like button should be pressed. Let's see, who else do we have in here? PGH Big Dog, Geneva, what's going on? What's going on, X-Files? What's going on, Jerron? What's up? What's up? What is going on? It is the last day of 2020. This has been a very, very interesting year indeed, without a doubt. But we made it. You know, unfortunately, not many people were fortunate to make it. Some were fortunate to make it, but maybe not in good health. But we are still here. And we are going to go into 2021, you know, charged up, ready to go, and see what else is in store for us. And shout out to G-Rock. Shout out to Compton. What's going on, Bussa Bimya? Let's see, Leonard DeYuta, what's going on? When you wrote that, I thought of LVZ. I almost called you that just by writing that. Let's see, what's going on, CH? I'm guessing that's channel 464. What's up? What's going on? Midnight Green, HRM Black Grinder first. Also, if you are a moderator, be on your grind because I'm almost certain that the trolls are going to be out in full force. I'm almost certain of it. Let's see, who else do we have in here? What's going on, Darius? Let's see what's going on. Beat up. And shout out to all the new subscribers. In case y'all didn't know, I finally crossed 33K this week. Like earlier in the week, I finally hit it. Let's see what's going on. Talking and Grubbing Media. What's going on, J-Dog? And then it said, I'm sending snow roaches to troll heaven. What's going on, Maximus Royalty? What's going on, Brown Goddess? But yeah, if y'all remember, if y'all was around when I was doing this last year I had did it, and I had a call in for people to call in if they wanted to discuss anything that happened, you know, in 2019 that they wanted to talk about, because I wanted that stream to be more about the audience, because y'all hear me talk all the time. So I decided to, you know, do it like that. And I'm gonna do it the same way this year too. But the reason why I'm doing it on StreamYards instead of Streamlabs is because I want people to actually come up and actually, you know, talk and discuss with me, because y'all don't get to actually talk to me unless it's through an email or whenever you're leaving a comment in the comment section and everything like that. But, you know, I want to actually hear your voices. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You don't have to turn the camera on. But if you want to come up and you want to like talk about something that happened this year, it could be something that happened in the news, something good that happened. Shoot, if you want to talk about something that happened with you personally, we don't have to get too personal, then you can go ahead and discuss that as well. Because like I said, when I do this annual, I guess you could say now annual year end wrap up or review or whatever you want to call it, I want it to be more for my subscribers. And don't be shy, because y'all be going in the comment section. So don't be afraid to come up now and say something. And it's crazy because this is the year when I started to kick back off again doing weekly live streams, because I had stopped for a while. But then when I hit 30K back in like at the end of May or June, and I had did that collab with Seiji Hito, and shout out to him, by the way, that's what kicked me off doing the weekly live streams again, because I had stopped for a while. Like I hadn't done a live stream in a minute. But now I'm used to it. Y'all are used to seeing me do them every week. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of stuff happened this year. A lot of stuff happened this year. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep count. Like, I feel like this year came in on a bad note and is kind of ending on a bad note too. But like I said in the beginning of the stream, we made it. And that's, you know, that's all that really matters. Because some people weren't so fortunate. Even I experienced some loss this year. Not to the virus or anything, but I did lose my uncle back in July of this year. He had 2 forms of cancer, and he passed away back in July. And his birthday actually just passed. His birthday was this past Sunday, as a matter of fact. But yeah. But I even know somebody personally who caught the virus. Now, fortunately, they didn't pass from it, but I do know someone personally who did catch it. Right, Ashton, we did lose a lot of famous people this year, but we're gonna get into all of that though. Oh, 007 Spicy said, I lost my grandfather a few weeks ago. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Like I said, if y'all see any trolls, and I spotted one, and you are a mod, don't even argue back and forth with them. Just block them. What's going on, David K? Just block them. If you spot a troll or with someone that you suspect to be a troll, and you'll know they're a troll by the stuff that they type, just go ahead and block them. Loud Green said both of my wife's grandparents passed away from that shit. Well, my condolences go out to your wife. And people had the nerve to try to say that this was a hoax, but can't be too much of a hoax if they have to if people are still catching this thing and they're still dying from it. So how much of a hoax is it? But let's see who else do we have in here. Chris Rock, Shoe Jordan, what's up? Zulu Black, Chris G. Now I'm gonna ask the chat this question. Does anybody want to come up? Does anybody want to come up and we just chatting, we just talking. We just talking about whatever we want to, whatever you want to discuss. I'm pretty much, like I said, this stream is pretty much for y'all. Like I said, y'all heard me talk every single day for the most part this year. I want to hear from you. Because if y'all want to come up, I'll drop the link in the chat now and y'all can come up. Appreciate the super chat, Mike Mellis John says condolences, Storm. Appreciate it. Well, I just dropped the link in the chat. If y'all want to come up, y'all can come up and we can talk. Like I said, if you don't want to put your face in the camera, you don't have to turn your camera on. We're just talking about whatever. It's no specific topic. When it comes to this particular stream, we're just talking about like whatever happened this year and, just get a conversation going. Let's see. Hood Mystery said the super strain also touched down here in California. I heard about that. It just hit like I think today because I know it was in Colorado and now it's in California. So it's pretty much that mutant COVID, as I like to call it, is officially here. It's here. What's going on, Solo Dolo? Like I said, the link is in the chat if anybody wants to come up. And please and take advantage of this because I don't do this often and y'all know that. The only people that I usually have on with me are those who I collab with, and usually I've already spoken with them a few days in advance before we actually do the collab, and that's usually through email. Okay, I'm seeing some people who are coming up, but if that thing says device is not connected, you need to connect whatever you need to connect before I bring you in. Otherwise, we won't be able to hear you. Let me see. Hold on. All right, so we have J-Dog in here. What's going on?
Hey, what's up? Oh, by the way, you want to get rid of this Aunt Jemima?
Yeah, because I don't know who that is, and that name just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it so I can get rid of it. Yeah.
And besides, I couldn't bring them in anyway because it says device is not connected, so I couldn't bring them in even if I tried. So.
All right. Well, it's good talking with you again. I think I've talked to you before.
Right. You did.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that just recently I did a video on an individual, an ER nurse who tested positive 8 days after he got the vaccine.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Something Matthew W. So, yeah.
Yeah, they were saying they don't know if he had it before he took the vaccine or if he got it after he took the vaccine. And when I was like looking at like the research of the vaccine and everything like that, they basically were saying how when you take it comes in 2 dosages. It comes twice. Basically, you have to you have to take one, then it takes like 10 to 14 days for that to take effect. Then you have to take another one for the full thing to really completely take effect. So you're getting it multiple times, but I don't know how many days out it would be for that second dosage. I recorded a video about it. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it goes into more detail about that. And they said he had tested positive. They said the only symptoms he had was he had arm soreness, and then from the vaccine. And then when he took the test, then he started getting all these other symptoms behind it, and that's when he found out he tested positive for the virus. So yeah.
But I saw your video and about another video about like that how desperate the CDC is trying to get us to take that vaccine. I did my own version. I even gave you a shout out, and then I even put down the link for people to watch your video if they wanted to see your video on the same thing. I just uploaded just now. But yeah, the CDC, they are so desperate to get us to take this vaccine. I found out that their goal was that they were trying to get 20 million by the end of the year to take the vaccine. They only managed to get 2 million people to take the vaccine. And I know that one of the few reasons is that people are still skeptic about the vaccine, which is why they're not getting their deadline amount of people.
All right, hold on right quick. Shout out to Gnome King for the super chat. He says, I plan on coming on before it's over. TR, I just got to get fresh first. Haven't shaved in a few days. I can't come on looking like Wolfman. Look, you can come on like that, but you don't have to turn your camera on. So if you don't want your face to be seen, you know, that's fine as long as we can hear you. And J-Dog, you was right about that that Aunt Jemima person, because I looked in the private chat. I didn't see it before until I looked up here. And what they wrote in the private chat, yeah, that lets me know perfectly that that's a troll. But I'm about to bring somebody else in here right quick who's waiting. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Not much. Yeah, so I think I sent you a link on Twitter about a mutation for the C-19 over here in Germany. So I know right now, like we're on a lockdown right now. So our mayor, he has us all here until January 10th. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of bad. So we have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
And where are you located? And where are you located?
In Germany. So I'm actually stationed out here in Bavaria.
Okay.
So I'm Air Force, so I'm over here right now. So it's a little hard right now. So having a plus of color is kind of rare out here. So
you're in the military?
Right now. Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right now, it's kind of crazy because they're trying to tell us about the vaccine. What they're trying to do is trying to get us to also take it, and it's getting mandatory. So right now, in the Navy, they're already trying out the trials between the Med group and with the Air Force. It'll be like in the next 2 years where it's not technically mandatory, but after those 2 years, they're going to have it mandatory. So more than likely, you'll have a dip of people probably like separating or getting sick. So it's kind of scary right now. So I don't know what's going to happen for us.
Okay. Because I know in some fields, depending on where you're at, it's mandatory that you have to take that vaccine.
Yeah,
like you really like that. Like you don't have a choice in the matter. Like you have to take it.
Yeah, so we have to take it. So I know right now they're trying to have a test run for all the whole civilians, but they're gonna try to see about if everything goes well, quote unquote. They'll try to like pass on with the Army guys, the Air Force, the Navy, all of us guys, and see how it all like affects us. So yeah, I might just separate. So I don't know what's gonna happen honestly, but I guess we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, all I can say is just stay safe. You know, that's the best thing that I can tell you at the moment.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
All right, I'm about to bring somebody else into the stream. What's going on?
What it do? What it do? What it do? I finally get to say it live. That's right. Right. Yeah, because I just want to say this to you, Torin. First of all, good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to everyone in the chat that can hear me. And I just want to say it has been a great honor and pleasure to follow your platform.
I think
Because me being the parent of an autistic child that's 37, a lot of information and knowledge I can't pass on to my son. You understand? However, I can pass it on to Lord, his 19-year-old sister. Yeah, I said 19. Yes. And trust me, she listens to me when I tell her about the different subjects that you speak on. And I want to be able, because even though I've worked with computers for many, many years and now work in education with special needs children, we're getting ready to go back into the classroom Monday, and we're meeting about that over the weekend because I'm a steward. I'm a representative for my union here in Chicago, and we're going to discuss how this is going to go. I just want to say this. My city, even though it gets a lot of, as your favorite words you use, vitriol.
Yeah.
Know and understand this about the city of Chicago. It's a great town. You understand? We have good people that are here. We do. Now, do we have our problems? Do we go through our triumphs and upheavals? Yes, we do. But I just want to say this out over the airwaves. Stop using my city as a punching bag.
Right.
Because we're not that. Why you think we call the city of big shoulders? Because we showed a lot of weight. And us as melanated people, trust me, we've showed much. My mother came to this city in 1943. So can you imagine what it was like for her? Married at the age of 16 with a child, and you got to make it. So that's why a lot of times when people see my responses to things, that's the energy of Macy Lee. That's the energy of Dixie Elizabeth, my grandmother. For those women that couldn't speak, I'm going to speak. And I also want to know how to be able to sing you a lot of things, stories that are happening here. I'm not really that savvy with sending it but I can send it through you via email, correct?
Yeah, you can send it to the email.
Please drop that down there, because a lot of things that go on that really don't get any light, so to speak. And I know that you would enjoy speaking on it and analyzing it. But again, nephew, I want to always say, Auntie is always here for you. And this message going out to the trolls. Quit bringing your ass over here. We tired. We're over here having a discussion, talking about whatever it is we are interested in. Like my mom said, y'all show enough crazy. You don't like somebody, but you can't keep your ass away from around us. Stop. Okay? But I want to say Happy New Year to you, many grand returns, solar returns to you. May 2021 bring you all that you deserve and more. And thank you for all that you give to us, nephew. I really greatly appreciate and love you.
I appreciate you.
All right, no doubt. That's all I want to say. Plus, I got my hair did. I want to make sure you saw me. There's that Midwest gal in me. I can't help it. But look, I love you and everybody. Y'all have a great one, and let somebody else come on and express themselves. Peace out, my brother.
You have a good one. Shout out to Sean from the Shot. Definitely one of my most dedicated and loyal subscribers. Been here damn near since day one. And always donates and makes herself be known in the comment section. That's why when people saw her up here, she got a lot of acknowledgement in the chat. But shout out to her.
Does she have a YouTube channel?
I don't think she does.
Oh, okay. Because if she did, I would love to subscribe to it.
Okay. Well, I'm about to bring somebody else up right quick. What's going on?
Torian.
What's up?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Hey, man, listen. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for everything you've been doing. I've learned a lot from you, young king. A lot. I could be your dad, but you are a young king, brother. All right.
Appreciate it.
I want to touch on something real quick, man. One of the final stories you've done for this year was like the punch. That story about Leesburg. That story, man. That young guy held on to that video of that video of the young lady using the N-word. Man, that story. That young brother, man, he has a foresight. He knew he was going to get back at her. Okay?
Exactly.
And I want you to touch on that for the people that didn't get a chance to see that video, because I thought that was one of the way you narrated that video and how you you broke it down. I mean, it was so well put together, you know, and that story to me was a great way to end 2020 because I typed in the comment section, I said this is one of the best stories I heard for 2020. You know, and you've done a lot of great topics, my brother.
It's crazy, and it's crazy you say that because I didn't think that I didn't think it was going to be a lot of stories for me to cover outside of the pandemic, because that was a story that pretty much dominated the news for a good chunk of the year and still is being talked about. But it's amazing that I was able to, you know, come across other stories. But that's more of a tribute to my subscribers sending me stories because, you know, starting out with this channel, I had to go look for the stories myself because I didn't have the following. I also have to give a huge shout out to Professor Black Truth because he actually guided a lot of his followers my way. When he gave me multiple shout outs in his videos early, like a couple years ago, and that's how a lot of people found me. So that's why I always speak highly of him, because of that one instance right there. Even when my original channel had got deleted, he gave me another shout out, and that helped send the people back to try to find me. So he definitely is a huge reason as to why I have the following that I do have. But I do appreciate, you know, everybody who is here, been here since day one, all the new people, even the people that just subscribed today, because I know I got new subscribers today. So they're getting warmed up to me to see what it is that I'm going to bring and what it is that I'm going to talk about. And I like that I'm doing this live stream because people can see me just talk and engage to my subscribers, you know, the people that help keep this channel going, because it doesn't move, you know, without you. If you know, without y'all is dead. And you know, that's why, you know, I created the email so people can send me stories. I may not be able to get to every last story because I get flooded with emails, and people who don't have my email, they'll find me, you know, on Twitter and send me links, and in the DM, people, they can't find me on Twitter, they'll find me on Instagram. So that it's like they'll find me, and that's a good thing that I have as many social medias as I have. That way people can reach out to me from different avenues. But
and before I go
ahead.
Before I let you go, Torin, I know you got a lot of people waiting, brother. Your Sundown series, your Black Excellence series. I mean, you mix it all up, man. You don't give negative all the time, bro. You bring it strong. You show positive things. You educate. I learned so much in your Sundown series. I broke out some old encyclopedias. I dust them off, and I looked up stuff, not just going online, because sometimes online can be fake. You know, right. But they'll tell the truth in those books. They put the stuff in the books. I don't know why they do that, but they'll put the truth in the books. And my young brother, I mean, my hat's off to you. And if I had a son, I would want him to be just like you, young man. You are on top. You know, okay?
I appreciate that.
Keep up the good work, son. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But to
my brother, you take care.
Okay. All right. Oh, Robbie, J-Dawg, did y'all have anything else to say? Because I'm kind of like rotating people in and out.
Oh, no, you're good, man.
Okay.
All I know is I probably need to talk about that story too, about the student who exposed that white racist bitch who deserved to lose her opportunity at that school.
Okay.
I'm not one of the few people who haven't talked about it. Probably after this, I'll probably make a video on it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and explain it, because that was the request that he had, because he said some people probably didn't see the video, and I won't like go into full detail about it, but I'll just like give a summary of what happened. But I appreciate you coming on though.
Oh, thank you.
All right. But before I get to that, let me shout out the Objective News Agency for the super chat. He said, "We appreciate your work. You broke great stories. I appreciate you." But basically, before I bring the next person in, the story that they were talking about was the one that I did last night, and it's actually the last story of 2020 that I'm doing. And by the way, I'm gonna probably mention it again. I probably won't be uploading any videos tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this live stream today. And the first round of videos for 2021 will come on Saturday, January 2nd. But the video that he was talking about that he wanted me to reiterate was about this 18-year-old student at this high school who pretty much exposed his white classmate for a video that she did when she was 15, and when she was saying the N-word in a particular video. He went and he tried to tell the administrators, he tried to tell the teachers, but they kept ignoring him and everything like that. But luckily for him, he was smart enough to hold on to that video. He didn't delete it. He held on to the video, and he exposed her this past summer right as she was getting ready to go to college. And because he did that, she ended up getting rejected out of the college. She lost everything. Like, she lost, because I think she was going in for cheerleading. She lost that. If there was a scholarship attached to that, she lost it. She lost her entry and all of that. And he basically came out and unapologetically said, I don't regret doing what I did. He's like, it's a right and wrong. He said if they would have tackled this back then when they was in school, she probably would have, they probably would have glossed over and they wouldn't have thought about it. It would have been a second thought. But I think that this was more of him not only getting back at her, but also getting back at the school for ignoring when he tried to tell them what was going on. So I think it was like a double-edged sword, but it worked out in his favor anyway. So that's basically what happened. And people got mad at him because they said that he ruined her career, her future and everything. The same thing, the thing that they like to do when it comes to palm colored. But that's basically it. But if you want to go watch the whole video, it was uploaded yesterday. It was the last video I did last night. And he said I taught her a lesson. And he unapologetically said that he has no regrets for doing it. That's the kind of time we as a collective need to be on, like what he did. If you know that people are doing wrong like that, don't give them one iota of thinking that they can slip through the cracks and do whatever it is they want. Because the more you give, the more they take. And he wasn't about to let that slide. And I'm glad that he didn't. And I'm glad he held on to it and released it. And I think the petty part about it is the timing that he released it. And like I said, mods, if you see the people trolling, get them up out of here. But I'm about to bring in my next person. Make sure you mute your
What's up, Torian?
Computer.
What's up, Torian?
What's going on?
Yep, just showing you some love from the MKE Milwaukee, man. I love your channel, and I also love Mr. Superboy, aka Harvey's channel.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. I just want to come on here real quick and shout you out, man. I love your history videos. You seem to be a guy that's really enamored with history, so am I. So I just had to give you your props for that. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on in 2020,
Yeah, a lot of stuff happened this year. Too much happened this year.
Yeah. But just going off topic for a second, what is going on with that Spider-Man 3 movie, man? I mean, like, that's just crazy. They can't seem to make a decision.
You said Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
As far as what?
Like, that movie seems to be so convoluted.
You mean as far as the people? You mean as far as the people that they're putting in it?
Yeah. Sorry for not being articulate. Yeah.
I think a lot of it is fan service. Like a lot of they're bringing a lot of people back from the original Spider-Man and going forward, especially from people who for me from my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, OG, Spidey too. Mute your mic because there's some feedback. It's echoing.
Okay, I can do that. Hold on.
You good now? No, okay. Unmute your mic. Mute your mic on your computer, on your laptop, or whatever device you're using. Because I think you're probably watching it through YouTube, but you have the volume up on there. But just mute the mic on there.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. No, but okay. So what I want you to do is mute the mic. Are you on YouTube right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
I want you to mute.
I'm on my phone.
Okay, but no, I want you to mute the mic, like turn the volume down on your mic, on your you turn the volume down. You turn down your speakers.
Okay, I can do that. Yep.
All right, we're gonna try it now. Okay, I still hear the echo.
Oh, shoot. Does that work now?
All right, let's see. I still hear the echo. Like, and the people in the chat can hear it too. You can see it too.
Okay, well, I apologize for that. Yeah, I can.
Okay,
yeah, well,
I'm
gonna just leave. I'm just gonna leave just real quick. Just have sorry everybody. Have a nice day. All right. Thanks for letting me on, man.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for having a nice day, man.
All right. All right. Let's see. I saw 2 super chats coming. I'm gonna acknowledge those. Shout out to Real for the $20 super chat. It's a blessing to you and yours. Appreciate you. Same to you. And also shout out to J-Dog for the super chat. All right. And also salute to OG Spidey too. I know I couldn't really get to your question because I really wanted to answer it, but that echo was driving everybody crazy in the chat. But I'm gonna drop the link again, just in case anybody else wants to come up and talk about whatever. Shout out to Solo Dolo. And also I have to give a huge shout out to Solo Dolo because this year you had to be one of my biggest contributors to my channel. Like, I don't think there was a premiere or a stream that I did where you did not donate at least one time. So shout out to you. You definitely donated like crazy this year. Like, every time there was a premiere video or a live stream, you was always there to donate something, no matter how big or small the donation was. So shout out to you, Solo Dolo, because I definitely think that you was definitely the biggest contributor to my channel this year. All right, I dropped the link just recently now. If anybody else wants to come up and contribute to the conversation, you are allowed to do so. And make sure y'all get those likes up and make sure y'all are sharing this stream. But yeah, this year came in on a bad note. Like, the first thing, that we dealt with this year, coming into this year, was the unfortunate passing in a tragic way of Kobe Bryant and his daughter and those people in that helicopter crash. I remember when I first heard that news, I was so, like many of you, was shocked. Like, that's not something that you want to like wake up to, because I was taking a nap. I was knocked out and I woke up and I saw Kobe Bryant trending. I'm like, oh, why is Kobe trending all over social media like that? Because, I'm thinking, oh, something good happened. And then to look and see that it said that he died, I'm like, wait a minute. Because, the news likes to spread out like false information like that. And then it took over the airwaves and, it turned out to be true. Appreciate you, Solo Doy. So salute chat. Keep liking and sharing. RIP Kobe. Appreciate you. But the thing that really got us about the whole thing was finding out that his daughter was with him. His daughter, Gianna Bryant, was also with him. And I actually saw a clip or a little mini video on Instagram yesterday where it showed him and his daughter at a basketball game, at a Lakers game. Like they were walking through the tunnel and they were going out to the court and they were talking to the fans and, you know, different execs and everything and how happy they were. And I think that was like one of the last games that they went to with each other. But yeah, that was definitely a huge shock. And I said, this has to be probably the worst thing that's going to happen this year. Man, was I wrong? And I jumped the gun with that one. Shout out to you, Mr. Lawrence777, for the $20 super chat. He says, at Torian Rain Reloaded, at all of the family in the chat, Shalom fam. Torian, keep up the great work you've been doing. I appreciate you. Let's see. J-Dog, thanks for the super chat. He says, do you hear that the WWE is mad at Snoop Dogg? I have no idea why they are mad at Snoop, and for whatever reason that may be. I mean, I'll look into it. I don't know if I'll do a video about it, but I don't know what the reasoning could possibly be. All right, let's see. Appreciate you, Noam King says, give me like 5 minutes. I'm just getting out the shower. I wanted to come on last. I know you said we didn't have to show our face, but I ain't hiding. Well, I appreciate you. I'll still be here. David K, you said Kobe's death was like the domino effect precursor for what was to come. Yeah, when you think about it, that's kind of scary. Because he was the first major tragic death that happened this year. And then it's like, you know, it kind of went quiet in February. Like nothing really happened in the month of February. And then March rolled around. And then that's when 2020 got real raggedy. Appreciate you, Akira Kamasaro, for the super chat. He says, to the family, keep it up. Keep it going, brother Taurine Damas. I love what you do. Keep it going. Always stay being yourself. Much love. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. But yeah, when March rolled in, it was a wrap after that. And you know, going back to Kobe, I actually just found out that he was in talks of releasing his own shoe. He was in talks of releasing his own sneaker that was outside. I think it was outside of Nike. It wasn't going to be in partnership with Nike. It was going to be with some other company. I don't know what the name of the company was. OG Spidey says, I'm going to come on the laptop. Hopefully it's better. Okay. Well, we'll still be here. If you need the link again, I'll drop it. But yeah, he was in talks of dropping his own shoe, and they even showed a mock-up of what the shoe was going to look like. Now, I don't know if I personally would have bought the shoe, but yeah, he was definitely working on something. And then unfortunately, he died in that helicopter crash. Appreciate the super sticker, Mars Morrow. Now, I saw somebody say Ahmaud Arbery. The reason why I didn't mention Ahmaud Arbery for February is because we didn't know what happened with Ahmaud Arbery until May. Mind you, it seemed like after, like when quarantine began, I'll put it like this. I was working. The last event that I worked at my job, which I'm currently now back at, was a basketball game. I was supposed to work a concert the very next day, and then we had got a notification from our managers that the person who was coming in concert wasn't feeling well. I think that was the story they were going with, but I think they had planned to cancel it anyway or postpone it. What's going on, Vin Malaje? And then we said, okay, well, we're not coming in today. I'll see y'all maybe the day after, which we were supposed to work another game. Appreciate you, New Cage. He says, Triple P is hilarious, my dude. The Fred Hampton of the new black media for real. That's a pretty potent comment, you know, that second part, but I appreciate it. And shout out to you. But I was supposed to work another game, not a basketball game, but a hockey game the day after. And when we get an email saying, don't come in today, don't come in for the rest of the week, he was like, okay, what's going on? This was back when the virus was still in its early stages. We found out that one person in Washington had got it, either Washington or Oregon. And we was like, okay. And then that's when we first learned about it. Taking a week off from my job turned into being off for over 6 months. And what's crazy is I had planned to go back to my other job, not to work there, but to go visit or see my former coworkers that weekend. And I worked, and that's when I worked at an airport. So that was definitely not going to happen, unfortunately. And then, the week after, that's when quarantine started. I got to ask the people in the chat, how was your quarantine? Like, what did y'all do? I know you had to be at home, but what did y'all do during quarantine? It gave me opportunity to keep putting out more and more content because I didn't have to work or anything. So that's pretty much what I did. I had to find other avenues of, income, which, I was successful at doing. Sonya C said gain weight. Well, that was the story of a lot of people's lives. Then Malaj said, I had the time of my life on quarantine. You know what's so crazy? A lot of people have been saying that that quarantine for them wasn't as bad as they made it out to be. And I'm gonna be honest, that quarantine period wasn't that bad for me. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, clearly, but it wasn't that bad for me. And one thing I will say is that it allowed a lot of people to become creative. Like, you had to become creative this year. Let's see. Akira said, write some music, learned a lot I didn't know, and learned to find inner peace. JLJ said, mostly nothing but trying to work on creating content, getting used to hearing my own voice. Someone said work. Also, shout out to all the essential workers who had to work through this. Shout out to all the frontline workers, all the nurses and doctors who had to work through this madness that happened in the beginning of the year. Those are the people that should definitely get more praise than they do. Isaiah said quarantine was watching YouTube videos, video gaming, watch movies, eating snacks. Someone said finally got Netflix and Disney Plus for the kids. Hood Mistress said the only thing that sucked about quarantine was the libraries were closed. Tonda said I had to wake earlier to go grocery shopping for my kids. There would be a line wrapped around the parking lot if you didn't get there early. Yes, them people was going crazy this year. Getting all the toilet paper. That still to this day puzzled me. Like, what was getting all that toilet paper going to do? Like, people was rushing out, getting all that toilet paper to the point where you went to the store and they would put signs on there, look, limit 1 pack of toilet paper per cart or per family. I didn't go to a grocery store until May. Again, I stocked up on everything, but I didn't go to another grocery store until May, and that was for my birthday because my birthday was May 4th. And I had went to Wegmans for the first time. And I remember having to get into the line for Wegmans. The line was out the door. It was like literally a one-way guide through the store. Like, you could only go in one way and come out the other. It was like a snake formation, if you want to call it that. We all moved in one direction. There was no, oh, you're going down this aisle this way and the other person's coming this way. No, you're all going down this way. Had the arrows on the floor and all of that. How many people got a stimulus check? I'm not talking about this recent one. I'm talking about the first one, the one that was $1,200. I'll raise my hand because I got one. Yeah, but I got that $1,200 check from the Treasury Department that had 45's name on it. He made sure to put his name on that check. I'm like, as long as the check clears, I don't care if Bozo the Clown's name is on the check. Just make sure that it's in my name and that I can deposit it. Brother Sly said, my son got one, they garnished mine. Yeah, Sonya, some people did already get their 600. I think they said if you bank with Navy Federal, that you did get your check. And I know somebody who did get this because they posted it up online. They covered the information. And this, since people don't believe I got the check when I say I got it, let me post it here for proof. And they did get their $600 STEMI, as people are calling it. They're calling it STEMI. I just deposited and I just put it into the account. That's all I did with mine. I don't know if I'm gonna get the 600 one, but if I do get it, you know, it is what it is. I will say this, speaking of income, my income definitely increased on this platform. That's for damn sure. My income increased on YouTube. I have my issues with this platform, but my income did increase this year in a major way, which is a very good thing. GLJ said, forget the 600, I want the 2K. Well, you need to go talk to the ventriloquist dummy known as Mitch McConnell, because he is the reason why people were blocked from getting that 2K. Tonda says, thanks to you, Seiji Hito, and the King of Wage for introducing me to investing for Bitcoin. Well, I'm glad you did, because Bitcoin has been just going up. I don't know if y'all heard. Let's see. Shout out to G-Rock. $5 super chat. Appreciate you. That MF Doom RIP. I'm trying to figure out who were you talking about. Can you elaborate on that? Unless somebody in the chat does, but thanks for the super chat. What's going on, Jay Lethal? But yeah, you can blame Mitch McConnell for that. But as far as Bitcoin goes, that thing has been going up, up, up. And shout out to that football player who just became the first football player to get half of his payment in Bitcoin. I forgot his name. But that's smart. You know what's so crazy? You know, if people had bought that Bitcoin back when it was like $100 per coin, like years ago, when people had doubted it, if you have those coins now, can you imagine? Can you imagine how much one coin? Like, you gotta think, one coin is worth damn near 30K. All right, Genome, I just dropped the link so you can come on up and shout out to the super chat. Okay, I had to look up who that person was. Who was that who sent that super chat? G-Rock. So I just looked it up, and it said that he passed away at 49, and it was just posted, so it had to be like today. That's crazy. Oh, they said he was a British-born rapper, songwriter, and record producer. Wow. And also, yeah, Joe Clark, the original Joe Clark, he passed away at the age of 82. You know, from Lean On Me. Yeah, he passed away a couple days ago. We lost, like I said, we lost a lot of people this year. But I'm about to add Gnome King in and see what he's talking about. What's going on, Gnome King? Unmute your mic.
How you doing, my brother, man? It's an honor, man, to finally be on the stream with you, man.
What's
An
going on?
honor and a
Appreciate
pleasure, man, because I've been following you for a long time. Your content, as far as right now, in my personal opinion, like as far as young black YouTubers present news, media, you know what I'm saying, and entertainment, fucking you in like the top 5, hands down. Like, ain't nobody else doing it like that right now.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, I've been trying to get on with you for a while. Like, I ain't been able to donate like my boy Solo Dolo. He got in the crypto gang before I did, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to show my face. That's why it took so long to come on. I ain't hiding shit. I ain't no fucking FBI troll. I ain't no white man like a lot of people been saying on other channels and shit because they disagree with something I got to say. I ain't hiding nothing. So I want to show my face. Let everybody know who I was.
All right.
I ain't no YouTuber myself, but like the #1 video on my channel that I got the most views. I don't know if you remember this story, I don't think you covered it, but I think Philip did. Like it was back in 2014. This dude, they found him hanging like a few months before. It might have been after the Trayvon Martin thing, but he was 17 years old. They found him hanging in a trailer park in Bladenboro, in North Carolina. His name was Lennon Lacey.
Oh, I know it. I know who you're talking about. His name was Lennon Lacey.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that video I think got more views than anything else on my channel. Like I got a few videos. I got like 6 on. Most of them is just with me working, and I got a few with me like lifting weights, working out or whatever. And I got one video where I'm picking up my fucking 250 plus pound homeboy and shit, tossing him around like a sack of potatoes. Like all that other shit is entertaining, and like you would think it'd attract more views, but that video on Lennon Lacey got more videos on the channel than anything else.
Yeah, I remember that
story.
The
sad part about it is nothing. Yeah, go ahead. Like nothing happened. They got no suspects named, no arrest, nothing. Like they swept that shit under the rug. Like ain't nobody heard nothing.
And the crazy because the lead up to that story kind of reminded me a little bit of Emmett Till a little bit because you know, he was like, wasn't he like 17 or 16 or something? Like he was a minor. He wasn't 18. 17. I know that. And he was messing with this older white lady who was like in her 30s or something like that. And then before you know it, you know, he ends up getting lynched. And I said it reminds me so much of Emmett Till, except that he was actually involved with this woman. And, you know, they, like you said, they found him hanging in that trailer park where most likely she probably was from, or whoever didn't like him. And, you know, it just kind of went cold. Like nothing happened to her or the people that was involved, because I highly doubt she did this alone.
I think they ran her out of town because I think it's a possibility she might still be in or close to North Carolina, but she definitely not in Bladenboro. Like soon as that shit happened, she disappeared. Like they shouldn't even let her leave town, but she been gone ever since. And like he been dead and buried since 2014. Like his family ain't got no kind of closure. I'm the only one from around this area because I actually live in Bladen County where it happened. Like Bladen County is pretty big. Like it's one of the biggest counties in North Carolina, landmass wise, not people wise. But I'm the only one from around here still talk about it. Like nobody mentions that shit at all. And it makes me mad and it really pisses me off for the family. And not just them, but every other case. If I watch it on your channel, on Jay Lethal's channel, on Philip Scott channel, like I'm hearing all of these stories, few of them of which like that one happened close to home, where the people get no closure at all. Because like after he got hung, they found another young woman. I don't remember her name or how old she was, but they found her in Charlotte hanging from a tree in a park.
Let me guess. They said, let me guess.
Happened with that.
Let me guess. They said it was suicide, right? Did they say it was suicide? Because, you know, they love to say it's a suicide.
Yeah, like it's that case. Like the same thing with Kendrick Johnson down there in Georgia, where they stole his organs and shit. Like nothing happened. People don't know nothing. Like it's really, it's hard. Like as far as conscious black men like ourselves to really maintain, because I know a lot of people mad at me that might have viewed my channel and seen me in your comment sections, because I talked about a video I was supposed to have been doing about redlining in the military, talking to the veterans. Like that video never came to fruition because so much shit started happening in 2020. Like you brought up COVID, and the first thing that really happened in 2020, like Trump started this bitch off with a bang, literally, because he dropped a bomb over there in, I think it was Syria, somewhere like that. Like the first, soon as the new year came in, he started bombing motherfuckers. Like, so they started off like that. Then you had the tragedy with Kobe and his daughter. Then you had riots, disease, killer bees. You know what I'm saying? The George Floyd shit, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, or Tatiana Jefferson. Like you can just keep naming off these names, man, but ain't nothing changing. And people are getting pissed off. And shit's about to start happening. Like I ain't about to, you know what I'm saying, say too much, but
Right.
shit about to start changing up, man, as far as reaction that these fucking people get out of us when they kill us. You know what I'm saying? And don't offer the family no kind of justice. They send the killer home, throw a couple thousand at them and be like, get out my face. Like that shit about to change. Real talk. I ain't gonna say how. It's
I
just
understand.
something
I
I know.
understand.
My bad. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was saying I understand. I understand what you're saying. Like, you know, it's about, you know, it's gonna get interesting. We about to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, like it's shit about to get real. And you know, I'm glad you brought up the Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? For the people I'm not no financial advisor, I ain't no money expert, but I'm gonna tell people like this. In the future, which is presenting itself now, like jobs that everybody's doing that they think is gonna be around forever, outside of me and you. Like people always gonna have a need for security. I
Yeah.
work in the trades, also I do plumbing. Like that's always gonna be a need. But like other stuff outside of the essential workers, people in the hospitals, and people like us providing security, you got 4 people. I've been called crazy for this because they think, you know, because I said it when I was high, so that might have been why they thought I was crazy. But I said, you know, if you think 4 dudes, I heard one brother say it on a live stream. The Thinking Man's Templar said, you know, if you think about these 4 dudes, you know, compare them to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and you would think that's them. And I said this on Jay Lethal on a stream with him too. I said, think of Elon Musk, think of Bill Gates, think of Mark Zuckerberg, think of Jeff Bezos. Those 4 dudes, they entirely revolutionizing everything around us in every aspect of our day-to-day lives, and people not even paying it attention. Like I seen an article with Bill Gates talking about deflecting sun rays. He got to go ahead on this project, by the way, but it's not being talked about at all on the news. You know what I'm saying? He got a green light to spray some shit in the atmosphere, which is sun ray deflecting particles, because he wants to dim the sunlight, because he think it's going to do more harm than good in the future to the planet. But if you think about it, that's only going to do good to one group of people, because the sun don't hurt nobody else but one group of people. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But he's a tech whiz. He ain't got no fucking business in the medical field or the big pharma industry, but he's pushing the vaccine hard as all hell. He's doing that. Jeff Bezos is revolutionizing online shopping. Every transaction people make online outside of Amazon, that shit is going to disappear in the next 5 to 10 years. Amazon is going to buy up,
Yeah,
let go.
we moving into a cashless society.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? And that's the next thing. You mentioned Bitcoin, like cryptocurrency, that shit about to be the wave. It's about to be the future.
Yeah.
If you're not investing in it now, because it's in its infancy stage, okay, the stock market is worth about roughly 30 trillion in total. That's the stock market. The crypto market is only a percentage of that. It's around 30 billion or so. But it's a baby. If people get into it now, black people in particular, when the inflation peaks, when the US dollar is not worth the paper it's printed on, which is the current status, but it's going to get worse. Everybody is going to be looking for something else to put their money into, because negative interest rates are coming. People don't know what that means. Negative interest rates, anything in the bank, you know what I'm saying, and your bank is about to cease operation because they owe so much to the Fed. Anything you got sitting in that damn bank account is going to be swallowed up. You know what I'm saying? That's what Martha Stewart, she kind of did some shit like that, moving her money. They got on some insider trading type because it was revolving around stock. But that's what she done to protect her assets. She moved her money. They sent her to jail, but you know,
that was
shit's
Enron,
gonna
right?
happen to everybody. But yeah, you know, they're not gonna get it. But crypto's about to be the future. Bitcoin is just one. That's like the main coin because it was the first decentralized coin to blow. But it's hundreds of other ones. But that's just an aspect. Let's bring it into the cashless society. Those four don't have nothing to do with that. But Bill Gates, medicine, vaccines, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, internet monitoring, facial rec, voice rec. He's into all of that with the government. Elon Musk, Tesla. Think about all my truck drivers in the chat. I ain't trying to shit on y'all, but y'all know he done produced a whole fleet, and he about to produce more self-driving Freightliners. Okay, what's that gonna do to the trucking industry? There's not gonna be no need for truck drivers. They got trucks out there that's fucking driving themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be gone. The self-out and Walmart, y'all see cashiers about to be obsolete. That's gonna be gone.
Yeah, like for instance, I went because for instance, I went to the theater the other day, and they were saying, "Oh, we're not accepting cash," so I had to pay with the card. So you're gonna go start going to a lot of places and they'll say that we're not accepting cash. You can even see it now in like Walmart where they're saying like, at the self checkout. Like you'll see a lot of machines that just will just accept the card and not accept the cash. They'll have some there, but it's not even many. You might have like 1 or 2 out of 10 that are there that are accepting cash. Before we go any further, let me address these super chats right quick. Shout out to J Dog for the super chat. He says, I did a video on WWE Angry at Snoop Dogg, so check it out when you are finished. Snoop is to appear on AEW, a rival company. I have heard of that company. Also, shout out to Brother Sultan for the Cash App. And I read your message. He said, because you didn't want to give this platform your money. I understand that. Shout out to Solo Dolo. He said, keep your head on a swivel. Most definitely.
Solo, salute Solo, man.
All right, you can go ahead.
But yeah, like you hit the nail on the head. Like as far as I named the truck drivers. That's just one aspect of automation. Elon Musk is ushering that in. He's doing it with cars at first. And he's one of the largest investors of those checkout machines, the self-checkout machines in Walmarts. That's going to do away with cashiers. But fast food restaurants, you also got overseas. It's not quite here yet, but you got a robot called Flipper. And all this motherfucker does all day is flip the burgers in your Wendy's, in your Hardee's, in your McDonald's.
Automation is on. Automation is here.
Yes. Everybody think I'm crazy talking about this shit, but like, Pastor Stephen Darby, God bless his soul, man, may he rest in power, but he said it on one of his sermons, when the news start agreeing with what the Bible say, you better get your soul right, you better do this, you better, like, he start preaching, but he was spitting some real shit with that sermon, like, and I believe they took that brother out among a lot of other great black leaders and prophets we had in our community, which is another reason I tune in close to your channel, brother Jay Lethal channel, because y'all got big followings, but y'all not mainstream just yet. Like Phil, you know what I'm saying? Phil know he compromised. You and Jay Lethal, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can put out whatever narrative y'all want to on y'all channel. Y'all don't have to answer to nobody. But he taking funding from people, so he got to toe the line with what he say. But y'all brothers, I feel like y'all doing the more dangerous. Y'all like field reporters for the news. If you watch, like y'all actually out there in the shit, in the hurricane, putting yourself on the line. Like that's what y'all are doing because people like them are protected. That's already mainstream. But y'all, I mean, y'all all y'all have is us, really. People looking out for y'all. And it's to have the balls to still do that is big in my opinion. It take balls, like, because the average dude, once they get a letter from somebody on their job, a death threat, if they get a threat from somebody, they get a visit from somebody in a suit saying, hey, stop talking like this, they're gonna be scared, they're gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Their channel will disappear. But they done deleted your channels multiple times. I done saw it. They done deleted Jay Lethal shit, took views and all that kind of, but y'all still keep going. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I donate like I do to your channel. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate
often.
it.
Yeah, but those 4 dudes, they like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Bezos with Amazon, Zuckerberg with Facebook, Gates with medicine, with the vaccines, and freaking Tesla, Elon Musk, with yeah. But everybody think I'm crazy, man, and it hurts because I was just like those people before that called me crazy. And the way I got woken up was like a brother I served with in the military. And I thought that nigga was crazy when he was like, you need to put that damn Bible down. God is a black man. A black man is God. And I'm like, man, this nigga crazy. But then, you know, I started reading, and the first thing that stuck out to me in the Bible was like the verse where it talked about David seeing God. But then I read back, and God said, no man shall face and live. So I'm like, what the hell? And then he did, you know, they gave a description, which I will admit I got respect for the Muslim faith, because they, in the Quran, they don't talk about a vision of God because nobody's seen it, which is true. But then, you know, they got this image of a white man everywhere, but in the Bible it's telling you, you know, skin like bronze, hair like wool. I'm like, that's like us. That's black people. You know what I'm saying? So I just started looking further and further into things, and it's just like everything we've been taught is a lie, man. From childhood, everything is a lie. Like, hey, my bad. Go ahead, brother.
No, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah, like everything's a lie, and it's like they bred us to be slaves, to finish school, get this job, get this degree, then go get this job, then spend, you know, the next 10, 15 years, if you ain't paying back student loans, when you get this house, this car, get this loan for that. Now we got you with this mortgage. Now we got you with this car note. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything here thrives on debt. It's all about debt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got people like Maxine Waters talking about, I'll never forgive black men.
Yeah, I had to go in on her about that, and then for her to follow up and try to like say people like Megan Thee Stallion is a role model for black women. I said a joke.
A seriously not funny joke. Like, I was so glad to see you do that video, man. Before I even clicked on it, I'm like, oh hell, TR about to go in. Like, I got to watch, cause she's like, okay, you're not gonna forgive black men, but I know it's of the colored men that voted for Trump. You know what I'm saying? He got a high standpoint in the popular vote from the Mexican and Latino population. Nobody talk about that though. Even though a lot of his policies are anti-immigrant, Trump got a big backing from the Latino community. But he got a small percentage of black men. And the black men that voted for him are few, like, you know what I'm saying, Ice Cube. And it's not because, well, we like, forget the Democrats, we gonna vote for Trump because we like Trump. No, it's like, you said it in the video. He tried to present the platinum plan to the Democrats at first. They ain't even want to hear it. They ain't even want to sit down and listen. The Republicans was like, all right, well, we'll know what he got to say. We might not do nothing, but we gonna listen. You know what I'm saying? That's a start. You know what I'm saying? So I was happy when you did that video. And the one everybody talked about before I got on, with the light skinned the dude that snitched on the white chick.
Oh yeah,
he got her out. That shit was that was funny.
And people, like I said, people was getting mad at him for doing that. I'm like, they would have did that to him if they had the opportunity. Like, whenever, you know, I'll take it back a little bit. Remember the whole Harambe situation where the mother was there with the kids at the zoo and the boy fell into the gorilla pit and he was dragging him across the water and they had to put the gorilla down. Since they couldn't find anything on
they didn't have
her, they couldn't find anything on her. they decided to try to find stuff on her husband, who, number one, wasn't even at the zoo with her. He was at work. And then they pulled up his records from like 10 years ago and showed that he did some time in prison. I'm like, what did that have to do with the situation going on right now? And in that moment, that's when you knew, like, PC, you know, they cared more about that gorilla. If they had it their way, they would have put the kid down before they put down the gorilla. If they had it their way.
What you just said, like, that happened on my job, like, not at work, but a week or so ago, the boss called a meeting. We went there to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, the night before I was supposed to do 12-hour shift, you know what I'm saying, 9 to 9. And I had to relieve this old white dude. This motherfucker got all kind of problems, supposedly his health, and he able to get over on the boss with that shit. But I ain't stupid. I'm like, this motherfucker only show up to work late when he got to relieve me. He don't do that with none of the rest of them, and he done it twice. You know what I'm saying? The first time, because our security company is, I don't know if you do private security, but it sounds kind of like the same thing like how you do. We got contracts with Lionsgate, Screen Gym, shit like that. They come down here to this part of North Carolina all the time to do movies. So you know what I'm saying? They filming one right now, but this dude, he showed up like an hour late. That's on this one. Like, he did it a couple months ago. We was doing a Christmas movie. We were shooting in Wilmington, and I had an 8 to 6 shift, which was the only shift I had that week that was less than 12 hours. So I'm like, I'm happy as hell. Everybody else coming on my post, you still here? It's time to go. I'm like, my dude ain't showed up yet. This motherfucker showed up 2 hours late. Didn't show up on my post. He showed up on a different post. And the other dude that was there, like, hey, your man here, go head home. I'm like, hell no, send his ass over here. He sent me home because he knew what I was about to do. He knew I was about to dig in that ass. But I'm like, I don't give a damn about your health issues. Get your ass to work on time. Ain't nobody trying to be sitting here for no extra hour, 2 hours after they done 10, 12, 14 hours on the clock. We ready to go home. Get your ass to work on time. If you that sick, fucking stay home. But this is shit that they can get away with on these jobs that if it was one of us, you already know the deal.
You're going to have to work through that flu.
But he showed us that. Yeah, at the meeting, we got there, we got our money, and the boss, I was fine till the boss started praising him, talking about how, because he sent out a text, you know, everything with the schedule been fucked up since that person showed up with COVID. You know what I'm saying? They put 200 plus people out of work because they were supposed to have been filming. That person showed up positive. They shut down everything. So that was a 14-hour shift gone for me. $150 day gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we come back and we've been working day by day ever since. We ain't got a schedule. But everybody knew when they had to be to work for that day, and that dude showed up an hour late again. So when I got my money and the boss started praising him, I'm like, hold on. Okay, you talking about how he show up to work on time so much. I'm like, why every time you got to relieve me, you showing up an hour late, 2 hours late? He's like, I got a lot going on at home. I'm like,
don't
you think you're the only one? I don't want to hear that. Yeah. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't give a fuck what you got going on at home. Bring your ass to work on time. And I stood up and looked at him. I'm like, if you show up more than an hour late again to relieve me, I'm going to beat your ass. Now think on playing if you want to. And he, like, I guess he thought I was going to do something to him. This motherfucker stood up, started turning towards the door of that show.
I bet you he showed up on time from that point forward.
Well, see, I don't know. We ain't been back to work since. We on the holiday hiatus.
He probably like, oh, thank you. We got some time off. But hold on right quick. Let me address these cash apps right quick. A shout out to Mr. Lawrence 777 and Takara for the cash app. All right, you can go ahead.
Yes, salute to y'all. Salute to y'all that's voting to TR, man. Like, if you can donate to this brother, because it ain't a lot of black YouTubers that's got the balls to do what he doing, and he do it without fear. He say what need to be said. He don't bite his tongue. He don't backtrack on nothing like Nick Cannon punk ass. Like he say what he say and he mean it. So if y'all can vote to that,
like I said, if I have to
donate,
backtrack anything, it is mainly because maybe if it's something I got wrong, people will tell me. Then I'll go and look it up, and then I'll do a retraction, because that's how journalism is supposed to work. If you know something is put out there, then you shouldn't just let it just stay out there, because then that means you're going into more the lamestream route, because they'll do that. Rarely do you ever see lamestream do retractions like that. But because, like, I feel like I have a reputation to uphold, I want to be as I guess you could say as honest with my audience as I possibly can. And like I said, if I'm wrong about something, I can admit that I'm wrong. You got to, when it comes to this, you have to take accountability. If you are incorrect about something, just come back and say you was wrong about it, and here's the correct information.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? And that's all about the facts. Like when you reporting facts, or if you base your channel that way, like it's good that you do a retraction if you got something wrong. But that's why everybody mad at Nick, because he wasn't wrong. Like it was facts that he was saying, but he got pressure from one certain.
He got that call. That's what it was. He got that call from the men wearing them black suits and carrying them briefcases. That's what happened. So, but that's what happens when you are. That's what happens when you're beholden, and that's what happens when you're bounded by contract. That's why when you said about me and Jay Lethal, that's why we can really speak freely about the stuff that it is. It's risky because the stuff that we can really go there with. But I've learned over the years how to, I guess you can say, kind of tame it a little bit, because I used to be really all over the place with it at one point, which is why I lost my first channel. And that was just by me by titling a certain way. But I've learned that's why I've come up with my own code words. Like when I say PC or palm colored and everything like that, I have people come into my chat or the comment section saying, what does PC mean? Because they know I'm not saying politically correct because of the way that I'm saying it in the videos, and I'll tell them what it is. Listen, that term palm color became so popular that it ended up on Urban Dictionary, and I got credit for it. I remember when someone had told me about that, and I had posted it up on my community tab. I could not believe it when they told me that.
Hey, that's good. You doing big things. Like when I seen you got the reply on Twitter from Nate Parker, I was like, yo, that shit is big, man. Like,
and we've been communicating. We've been communicating since that day. We've been communicating since that day. I actually spoke with him a couple days ago. Because he's gearing up to start to do the promo for his movie. His movie comes out on the 15th, so he's getting ready to start the promo for that. So he was just telling me some stuff about that. I'm not going to talk about it on here. I'm kind of like keeping it between me and him of what he has planned for as far as that movie goes. But I'm definitely looking forward to that movie. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait for everybody to watch it. It definitely needs to be watched, especially with how Birth of a Nation got shafted, but we ain't gonna get into that, back in 2016.
Yeah. So I still ain't got to see that yet.
Listen, you have to watch Birth of a Nation. It's definitely a very good movie, and you can always tell when a black filmmaker makes a movie like on a subject matter like that versus when a white person or even somebody who is non-black makes a movie talking about that. Like the tone is different, the writing is different. Like this guy, he starred in it, he directed it, and he co-wrote it. So, and you can tell that it had his hands on it. I remember when that movie was in its promo stages, when they did promote it, I had went to Southampton, Virginia, to the plantation where the insurrection is located. So, like, I felt like I was walking on a piece of history when I went there.
I still ain't seen it. I want to see both of them. Like, but a black man did the right thing whenever you put out a movie like that, like you said, with that subject matter, and you get into the true details of it. Because, like you said, when one of them make it, they make it all nice and pretty, like kind of like how they did Roots. You look at Roots and you're looking at that. Or white people are looking at it, well, slavery wasn't that bad. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at other slave movies like like Beloved or 12 Years a Slave, some shit like that, like them type, like, oh shit, I ain't know it's like that. Well, I watched that movie, it didn't look that bad. Like that's how I look at it. But us, we know, you know what I'm saying? We know, like down in Florida, the term gator bait. You know what I'm saying? We know what that shit is about. They try to act like they don't, but they can do. They know. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't have no qualms. Whenever we was getting paid, we about to walk out. Like I made sure I let that motherfucker know. Like, bitch, I'll punch you in your chest and end your damn heart problems. Real talk. Like, just bring your ass to work on time. And we got ready to walk out. Got our money, like, and we left. Me and it's another guy that's big and burly, and he gay, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't got no problems with him. He cool. Me and him trying to walk out. The white dude get in front of us and stops the boss at the door. Cause after that went on, like two other people that was in there with us, they took their money and hauled ass. Cause they like potheads or whatever. But he stopped the boss and was like, they smoke weed on the job. You need to stop them from doing that. They come to work high. I feel it on them when they open the car door. I turned around and looked at the other cat. I'm like, what fucking need did he have to do that? What was, you know what I'm saying? But that's that white people shit. When they asked
when you said that
somebody got their feet to the fire.
When you said that, it reminded me of that show. You remember the show, this cartoon they used to come on back in the day called Recess?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He reminds me of him, like based on how you just described him, reminds me of Randall the Snitch. He always had his little notepad out, ready to write something down, ready to go snitch to that lady. Every single time those kids did something he did not like.
Yeah, like I told Israel, I'm like, what need did he have to do that? You know what I'm saying? That's his ass.
It sounded like he was trying to get y'all hemmed up with something like that. Basically, that's what it sounded like to me.
Well, I mean, I don't smoke at work. Like that's what he was saying. Cause them other people, they do. Cause we don't get no fucking piss test, no shit like that. But I mean, it don't matter if a guard is showing up to work on time. Ain't no incidents happening while he's on shift. Ain't no equipment getting stolen. Ain't nothing getting damaged. Then ain't nothing else to talk about. It don't matter if he high. He still did his fucking job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
maybe that's how he gets his work done. Maybe he has to, be a little bit lifted, to get the work done. And a lot of people that work, it depends on some people work in different environments. Like some people need music to get through work. So, it is what it is.
I mean, me and the guy he snitched on, we was tight at one point. We used to hang out a lot, but I noticed over these months of the pandemic, because I lost my car not too far into it. Like I hit a deer and the damage was too expensive. According to the insurance company, they totaled it. They didn't want to pay for it. So I've been without a car these last couple months. But ever since then, like, dude kind of fell off. Like we used to inbox each other on Messenger, talking shit. I used to come to his crib all the time and smoke with him and shit. But like when I lost my car, that nigga fell off the map. Him and a bunch of other people did too. So like I started treating him kind of different. I'm cordial. I'm cool with him because of the job, because his dad is the boss. His dad owns the company. So like I'm not about to let, you know what I'm saying, a little disagreement or a fading friendship with me and you. Fuck that. That ain't about to stop me from making money with your dad, because we don't pay no taxes. This tax free. That's the best kind of money to get. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? So we already know. We know he smoked. His dad know he smoked. Yeah. But like the dude, he felt like he needed to do that after I got on his ass about being late, because the boss was about to start praising him, showing up on. I'm like, hell no, that shit ain't about to go up in here.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody else was all happy. Everybody else was all happy because they knew they was about to come in there and get some money and be off for the holiday. I came in there mad as fuck. Like, didn't nobody know what was going on with me because I had just took a trip to Myrtle Beach trying to buy a car. Called the dude that morning. I'm like, yo, you still got this car on this ad? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to come buy it. Is it still gonna be there? He like, yeah. Drove like 2 hours to get down there. The car gone. And the dude I spoke to on the phone wasn't even there. He sent this bitch out there to talk to me. I was mad as fuck. And I left Myrtle Beach mad as fuck. Came back home. Went to sleep mad as hell. Woke up mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? So like when I got to get my money, I was still fucking mad. And then when I seen that dude face, I'm just like, I'm about to dig in his ass before I leave here. I'm tired of him showing up to work an hour late, 2 hours late, all the damn time after I done 10, 12, 14 hours. That's don't fucking show your ass up late. No more to relieve me. Think I'm playing. He got his ass. Boy, I ain't never seen no fucking 60-plus-year-old dude move that fast. He got a.
Wait, hold on. You said he's 60? You said he's 60?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
No, the way you were describing, the way you were describing him, I thought he was younger. Like I did not know he was in his 60s, acting like that. That's crazy. But you know what? You know they say age does not define maturity. So you know it just sounds to me like he's acting like a 60-year-old who's probably stuck in a 20-year-old body.
Nah, he's like that because he one of them old lonely ass people. Like he ain't got no family, he ain't got no kids, he ain't got no wife. He ain't got no dog. He just buys all the time. So when he get a text from the boss to come to work, he show up all prompt and motivated. Cause like the first time, I knew I was gonna have an issue with him when he showed up 2 hours late and didn't apologize to me and didn't give no reason why. I said, okay, I ain't gonna fucking like this dude. Then like the next day after that, he tried to relieve me. He showed up like almost an hour early. He was like 45 minutes early. And I'm like, I wasn't getting off till 6. He there at like there 5:20, 5:30. And was like, hey, can you relieved? I'm here. Can you come move your car? Cause downtown Wilmington, you got to pay for parking and shit. And parking is packed. So like you got to get there at a certain time if you want a damn parking space. And so he wanted me to leave post early just to move the car so he could park. I was like, I'm not about to leave early. I'm not about to cut into my hours and leave post early before I'm supposed to get off because you want to show your ass up to work early. I like, you just gonna have to park somewhere else and wait. You can get my parking space after 15 minutes till when I get ready to leave. So he got mad about that, and ever since he been showing up late. So that's why I dug in his ass when we had that meeting. But yeah, he one of them people like that, 60-some-year-old dude, white man, got all kind of health problems. He dealing with diabetes. He done had a heart transplant, a hip replacement, all that. So everybody else feels sorry for him.
Well,
if
he had all of that, it sounds like to me he needs to retire and just collect, get that Social Security. That's what it sounds like he needs to do. But when you said that he lives alone, he's not married, he has no kids, he has no pets, it just seems like he's going there because he needs the company. I said, in that case, why don't you just go into a home? Yeah. You'll have all the company you need and round the clock care, but and the fact that you said he lives alone and he has no kids, no wife, or no pets and everything like that. I wonder, does he have like any family? Because it sounds like to me he's kind of like almost like the black sheep, like a person that he just keeps himself distant away from his family, or his family wants nothing to do with him. And based on how you've been describing him, it sounds like he just is not like a crabby person.
I don't know. All I know is he able to get over on the boss with them health problems and shit. But I noticed, like, cause it's quite a few of the guards that's been working with us on this project. The funny one, the gay guy Israel, he don't show up late to relieve him. He don't show up late to relieve JD, Christina, Cisco, nobody else. I'm the only one he's showing up hours late to do that with. So when we got paid, like I said, I had done took a trip to Myrtle Beach for nothing, trying to get my car, couldn't get it. So I came back mad, went to sleep mad, woke up mad, and went there to get my money. And then I'd seen him. Just the sight of that motherfucker pisses me off. So I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck about your heart problems. I'll put your ass out of your misery. Show up work again, late to relieve me, and see what happened. So the boss knew he had a problem.
Mm-hmm.
He like, I got to get this under control ASAP.
And let me see. I got a couple more donations. Shout out to Matty Ghost for the super chat. He said, "MF Doom passed. What a sad day for real true hip hop fans. Fuck that garbage, fluid, flambeau rap. I will never listen to that BS. MF Doom for life." Appreciate the super chat, and also shout out to Black Voltron Reloaded for the Cash App as well. Hey, Gnome King. I actually have one other person that I wanted to bring in. So is there anything else that you wanted to say? Because I know this person has been waiting for a while.
Oh shit, my bad. Like,
I know you're right. It's like you got so into the yeah, because this person, he was having trouble earlier, but they came back because they wanted to have a conversation. But was there anything else?
I remember hearing,
but was there anything else that you needed to say?
No. The only thing I can say, man, is like just brothers and sisters, like coming into 2021, don't relax. Don't relax because it's a new year coming in. Don't let your guard down.
Definitely.
And don't FOMO as far as the way the currency is going, because inflation is peaking, the value of the dollar is plummeting. So y'all see people talking about crypto. You got big banks and investors throwing tens and thousands of dollars into crypto now. Don't wait. Don't FOMO out. This opportunity can change your standard of living entirely. And you don't have to work 20, 30, 40, 50 years and retire to your death. Do so.
Right.
There's an opportunity of a lifetime. But don't let your guard down. Don't get relaxed. Don't wait. And everybody stay up, man. I appreciate you, Brother Tar, man. Like I said, I've been following forever. It's an honor, man. An honor and a privilege to get a chance to get on here and talk to you face to face, man. I appreciate the time. Good luck with your channel. I'm going to continue following, subscribing, donating, all that shit. And hopefully we can get to speak again, man. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, no problem. Have a good one. All right, shout out to Gnome King. That was a pretty interesting discussion that we had. But like I said, that's why I'm doing this stream, because I want to, like I said, talk to my subscribers. But I think 007 Spidey 2 got their stuff together, so I'm about to bring them back in because we weren't able to finish the conversation he wanted to have. So OG Spidey 2.
Thank you, Mr. Torian. Thank you for letting me back on. Hopefully everything is better. What's up?
Everything is better now. Everything is better. Yeah, everything is better now. There is no echo. So that was the issue before.
Yeah, that might have been my TV before, man. So I apologize for that, man. So,
okay.
Yeah. Shouts out to Gnome King and all the other brothers and sisters that came on before me. Like I said, shouts out Black family. Thank you for listening to me, y'all. Thank you for not making fun of me the first time around. Thank you for showing me some love. So yeah, Torian, what can we say about 2020, man? It's been a fucked up year, from Kobe to Chadwick, just as far as
that was another shocker right there, Chadwick Boseman, because like people were saying when I did my video about it, one of the first things I was saying to myself, what are they going to do now with the second Black Panther movie? So it's like, we on pins and needles. We don't know what direction they're going to go with this, but I trust that Ryan Coogler, that he's going to do what he has to do or whatever he feels he needs to do. I'm not going to be, as a fan of the first movie, I'm not going to be a pressuring person to say this is what he needs to do. Not that he will listen to me anyway, because I have no creative input in it anyway. So all I can do as a fan is just sit back and wait and see what they're going to do, and hopefully it goes in the right direction and that it flows and continues the story, whatever direction that is.
Yeah. And then I was about to say, before you made that interesting point, then to the final blow of the year for me was my grandfather. He died a few weeks ago. He was he was like a real influence on my life, man. You know, just like a real father figure to me, man. Besides my uncle, and
Mhm.
by the way, he was actually a military hero, so he got like final, where they like fold the flag at funerals and stuff. I mean, he didn't serve
Mhm.
during wartime, but he served like back in the 50s. He was in Japan, so it was during peacetime. So thank God for that. You know, salute to all the black military heroes out there. If there's any in the chat, you know, I send my love to y'all. Thank you for your service. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep. Yep. So I know I'm being random, but you know, I just had a lot of stuff to say. But yeah,
Oh, no
going
problem.
back to the Black Panther topic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, going back to the Black Panther topic. Yeah, I'm not shitting on the idea of bringing Shuri in, you know, T'Challa's
Mhm.
sister, but
Yeah.
I really think that Marvel and Disney should try to bring a somebody to replace Chadwick. I mean, I know it's hard, but you know,
Mhm.
it's worked out so many different times for other TV shows if you think about it. You
Mhm.
know, so I feel like it would be kind of lazy on their part to just like replace T'Challa with Shuri and without at least attempting to get a suitable actor. Because to me, you know, you could just get a nobody actor who's just like really good and give them an opportunity to shine as T'Challa. Because I really want to see more of that character. Because if you really think about it, we've only seen him in like a handful of movies, so his story has not really been fleshed out yet. He's only had one solo movie. So
Mhm.
I think that would be a huge missed opportunity if they just replace him with Shuri. I mean, like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, in the comics, her character does take up the mantle of Black Panther briefly while he's away. But I've always known that they were going to use her eventually, but not so soon. Like maybe around the third movie or something like that. Like, you know, bring her in as, you know, the replacement, or the temporary replacement, but not so soon. But like I said, this was so unexpected with what happened with Chadwick Boseman, because no one knew, or we didn't know, the public didn't know of his illness. So it was like, that's why it was a huge
Mm-hmm.
shock to all of us. And I think that Black Panther's success in the MCU was definitely a huge one, because you know that was their first black led, majority black casted superhero film, like ever, since probably what, Meteor Man.
Exactly.
That was a big deal, and they knew a lot of people had grew attachment to him playing that role ever since he got introduced in Civil War back in 2016, and people just thought, and you know, just gravitated to us. Because I remember when he appeared in Civil War, and everybody was hyped to see his solo movie. Like when it had got announced that he was getting his own movie, and or when he got announced that he was going to be in Civil War, we knew a Black Panther movie was going to be right around the corner, and we all couldn't wait. But you know, it was a big deal. Like it was a cultural event. Like, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. I saw the movie 3 times. I went and paid my money and saw that movie 3 times. And
Oh wow,
and like
really?
like I
Wow.
I did, like I saw it once. The first time I saw it by myself, then I saw it with my family, then I saw it with some people that I work out with at the gym. And like I said, it felt like a cultural event. Like you saw people dressed up in the African attire. Um it was a big deal. Like I would see like videos online of people. You know, this is the best way I could compare it. You know how a lot of people, especially a lot of PC people, are obsessed with Star Wars. That's how it was for Black people
Exactly.
with Black
Yes.
Panther. That's how I think that was the best way
Uh-huh.
that I could compare it. And a lot of people maybe never even read one comic book a day in their life, or they never saw one MCU movie. But their first introduction into this was Black Panther, that it made them want to go back and watch all the other movies. Like this movie right here, I think brought in a lot of new audience members, a lot of new fans, especially a lot of people who look like you and I.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Yeah, but the thing about that is to me is though is that to me there's been a lot of black fans that have stuck with the MCU that don't get
Mhm.
acknowledged. Like we contribute to this franchise as well. We are what make Hollywood what it is today. Like as far as
Mhm.
financially and stuff, despite all the
Yeah.
negative images and everything.
Right.
So yeah. So and another thing that you can compare this to, like there really wasn't so much of a like you really didn't see anything like you really haven't seen anything like Black Panther prior to that for like 40 something years because uh neither me or you were around when this particular movie came out, but Shaft, Shaft, that
Yeah.
was the last
Hmm.
to me from what
Hmm.
they tell you in the documentaries and stuff. That was the last big cultural movie to come out back in the day
Hmm.
with Richard
Yeah, that was
Roundtree,
back. Yeah,
if you
that,
get
yeah,
what
that
I'm
was
saying.
probably that. Yeah, that was more like back
Yep.
in our parents' time. Like that was the black exploitation era when you had movies
Yeah.
like Shaft and Foxy Brown and uh
Black Caesar.
uh yeah, Black Caesar, Blackula, what's his name, Superfly, and all those other movies in that era right there. As many would say that they felt like it was a cheesy time, but that was movies that was made by black filmmakers, and that was they're waiting. I don't know why they said it was cheesy because the black exploitation era actually saved Hollywood.
Yeah,
Like they
Harvey has
were
pointed that out
like
many
Hollywood,
times.
yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
for that.
like Hollywood was about to go under. Like they was literally losing money, a lot of money, and then they came out with the black exploitation era that ran for like the first few years of the 70s and throughout. And the money and the revenue that came in from those movies helped save Hollywood, just like Blade helped save Marvel. Again, another black
Exactly. Exactly.
superhero saving a franchise that's mainly dominated by white faces. So
Yeah.
it's crazy. We always seem like we're always here to save the day in some form of fashion, but we're always the last on the list when it comes to getting these tangibles.
And just and I'll bring up something else too. Just like the Cosby Show saved
Hmm.
NBC because they were about to go under, and the
Yeah,
situation comedy.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, I watch a lot of old TV shows. If you can't tell, I also watch a lot of old movies. Actually, one of my favorite
Hmm.
movies is The Godfather. Even though that's not a
Okay.
black movie, I'm
Hmm.
a very diverse movie watcher. That
Yeah.
that's how I am.
I mean, I think for the most part,
I don't know if you've
the
seen
Godfather,
that movie or
is.
not.
Well, yeah, I've seen the Godfather is a very long movie, but you gotta have the attention span to sit there and watch that movie. But The Godfather is definitely a classic that I think has crossed, I guess you can say, quote unquote, color lines. Like I don't think there was a group that didn't like The Godfather. The Godfather is definitely one of the best films of all time. That, in my opinion, does not need to be remade. It doesn't need a reboot. Like let that movie be
Yeah,
there for where it
yeah.
is. Marlon Brando as Don Corleone is definitely one of the best characters ever written. Period.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if this is true or not, but I might have saw something sometime this year saying that they're trying to remake Back to the Future. Oh my god. I hope that does not
Uh,
happen. That's one of my favorites.
yeah, I
Do
don't
not
think they
touch
don't.
that movie, man. You just gonna
Yeah,
fuck
I
it
don't
up.
think that. Yeah, I don't think that needs. That doesn't need a remake. Like they don't need to but that just shows you right there that Hollywood, or as we call
They
it,
ran out of
Hollyweird,
ideas.
is running. Exactly, they're running out of ideas, and it's crazy because a lot of movies probably have come across these execs' desk, but they always throw them to the floor. And I'm like, y'all probably threw away a very interesting original film to get these big wigs in there to just remake something that was done years ago.
Yeah.
And then
Hey,
a lot of of course a lot of black filmmakers, they end up getting bumped to the side and everything like that because it doesn't conform to whatever it is they want it to. Like for instance, look at what Nate Parker's new movie American Skin. Maybe it's a good thing that it is going on to streaming because just looking at the trailer alone, they will probably try to give that the Birth of a Nation treatment all over again, and I wouldn't want him to take the risk of that. So I'm glad that is going to streaming. And that's another thing that happened this year. Thanks to the movie theaters being closed, streaming had a big come up.
yeah. I also wanted to make a comment about that. To me, the movie theater should like pretty much close down and let it all go to streaming because it really will save the industry, like financial wise. Or Why can't they just do both? I mean, I know it contributes to capitalism, but it's just better in my opinion.
I think that's what they're going to start doing, because that's what HBO Max just did. You know, HBO streaming platform, where they're going to release their entire 2021 slate on their streaming platform, but while also simultaneously releasing movies in the theaters, at least the ones that are open. So they're the guinea pig for that, but we'll see what will actually happen. Like, I only saw like 5 movies this year. 5 out of like how many movies that was supposed to come out. But that's not that's not a bad idea to have a streaming platform and then have the movie come out on the same day, and have it in the theater and on the streaming platform as well. But at the end of the day, that's up to the company.
Yeah, speaking of HBO Max, I want to get that and watch a show. Watch The Wire, because I heard that's a great show. To me, that show should have gotten.
You never watched The Wire?
No, I have not.
You don't know what you're missing. The Wire. Listen, The Wire is probably one of the best shows ever. And I'm not just saying that because it was in Baltimore. Now, I don't live in Baltimore. I'm not from Baltimore, but Baltimore for me is like 45 minutes. It's in the same state. But The Wire is probably one of the best shows ever created. And I mean, and I'm not even over exaggerating. The Wire is so real. Like, you are literally getting a taste of what life is like in Baltimore. And it's crazy because it's still like that to this day, even after how many years it's been canceled. And I was actually reading something where they said the show originally was only supposed to go like 3 seasons or 4 seasons. They said they only had enough material to go like maybe 4 seasons, but the show's ratings just kept increasing every year, every season, that HBO decided to just throw them money to keep the show going for as long as they possibly could. And the show ended up going for like 8 seasons. That's not bad for a show with a majority black cast. That's very good. Yeah. And on a platform like HBO. Yeah. But listen, you watch The Wire. I'm telling you, you'll be hooked after one episode like this. And also, The Wire kicked off a lot of careers. Idris Elba's career got kicked off because of The Wire. Michael B. Jordan's career got kicked off because of The Wire. And Wood some Harris other people. Wood Harris career even Wood Harris was kind of around before that. But as far as a consistent basis, as far as a role like on a TV show, but it definitely kicked off a lot of careers. But hold on, let me get to this super chat right quick. Shout out to Gnome King, says, since TR is already in constant communication with Nate Parker, is there any other guys other than me who thinks TR should audition for a role? I mean, if it happens, it happens. I wouldn't want to be the person to put myself out there and like kind of say, because I still don't even refer to calling him Nate. I want to show respect. I still call him Mr. Parker, because that's how much respect I have for him and his creativity. So I wouldn't want to be like the one that's like pressuring him and say like, look, if there's a role in such and such, see if you can slide me the sides my way and so I can audition. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. I would want it to happen organically, to the point where if he suggests to me that, look, there's this role that we need filled and I want you to read for it, then if that happens, it will happen. But if the universe says it will happen, it will happen.
Exactly. But
thanks for the super chat, Norm King.
But I don't want to take up too much of your time. I just had a few more comments, if you don't mind.
You go ahead.
That's definitely one show I want to check out that really sticks out to me. I've seen clips, and judging from those clips that I've seen, that show should have gotten multiple awards, but it was just too black for the Academy. If you know,
a lot of people felt that show should have got a lot of Emmy nominations, especially since HBO is a network that is known to rack up in Emmy nominations every single year, especially like when you have games like Game of Thrones and all those other shows like that. And no knock to them, with the exception of the last season of Game of Thrones, because the last season of Game of Thrones was trash, but season 1 through 7 was good. But yeah, I understand what you're saying because The Wire was that good, but like you said, it was too black, it was too ethnic, and it was too real, it was too raw. I think out of the entire show's run, I looked it up, they only got 2 Emmy nominations. That was for their first season and their last season. They
which
didn't
was the
win
5th
any.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really get into The Wire until the 4th season when they switched the storyline a little bit, when they started to go with the without, I don't want to really spoil anything.
Storyline.
The school storyline. That's when I started to get into The Wire, and then I had to go back and watch the previous seasons to get caught up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I also want to check out this show called Oz. I've also seen clips of. It doesn't seem like a bad show.
I never watched Oz, but I knew a lot of people who did watch Oz. Now Oz, that came out a little bit before The Wire. I think Oz came out, and then when Oz got canceled, then that's when The Wire came in. But I didn't watch Oz, but I knew a lot of people that did watch Oz. Go ahead.
Yeah, it came out in 97 and ended in 03. So yeah.
Okay. Yes, yeah, because The Wire came out in 02. So yeah, so it was shortly around that time. And I think probably either they ran out of story, or the Wire was probably taking their ratings. But I never watched Oz, but I did, a lot of people I know, they watched The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that watched The Sopranos, because that show also came out around that little bubble, like that early 2000 bubble right there.
Exactly.
Was another show then that show ran for a lot of seasons as well. I didn't watch that show, but I knew a lot of people who did watch it. Like, and it's crazy because the people that I didn't know who watched it, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing at this time?" "Oh, I can't do this and that right now because I'm about to go watch Tony Soprano." Because everybody knew the show because of the main character, who unfortunately, he lost his life. He lost his life a couple years ago. He had passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, James Gandolfini. He was a great actor.
Yep.
I got to watch that show as well. Yeah, to me, the 90s and the early 2000s were definitely 2 decades that also delving into another entertainment topic that really started to have a lot more kid and high school golden age centric TV shows, if you know what I mean, like especially in high school, like shows like Degrassi, which I feel like the earlier seasons were great.
I used to watch Degrassi, and it was a show I never got into until my god sister had put me onto it. And I'm like, what is this show right here? And it was a marathon on, because I think they were getting ready to come up for their upcoming season. And we sat and watched that marathon for an entire weekend straight. We didn't watch anything else but that. That's how I hooked onto the show that I got. That's how we got introduced to Drake. Well, who we now know is Drake, whose real name is Aubrey Graham, but I called him Wheelchair Jimmy because he had got shot in the back and his character ended up in the listen, I wasn't the only one that called him that, but I remember calling him Wheelchair Jimmy. But yeah, I did used to watch Degrassi. Degrassi was like a show for kids and teenagers, like how they had soap operas for adults. That's basically how it was, because that show went into some very deep, dark areas. Like, you had topics about sexual assault, you had topics about the academy, you had topics about self-hate, you had topics about privilege, drugs. Like, I don't think there was any corner that this show did not touch on.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show.
I wouldn't have been necessarily over.
Yeah, like if that show was the like show reruns right now, I would probably watch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been necessarily old enough to watch it because I was actually born the year it premiered, which was well, I won't give it out because I don't want to get too personal, but yeah.
Well, I know what year it came out, so I pretty much figured out what your age is.
But yeah, I'm into a lot of old stuff, just like you, man.
Okay.
So yeah, I respect you for that. So yeah, that's pretty much, I'm gonna hop off right on here because you probably got a bunch of other people you want to get to. So yeah, I just wanted to shout out to all y'all that stuck with me and listening. I want to shout out to a bunch of other YouTubers like Miss Nicole's View for her Cosby coverage and Mr. Superboy. I gotta shout him out too. He's one of my favorites as well. And yeah, to the brother before me, shouts out to you, man. You seem like a hard-working brother. I gotta give you your props, man. And thanks, Torian. See you next time.
All right, no problem. But yeah, that was a good walk down memory lane. Thank you, 007 Spidey, for that trip. But yeah, those shows bring back so many memories. Back before adulting was a thing, I used to love those shows. One of my favorite shows that used to come on the Disney Channel was The Famous Jet Jackson. That was like the first time we saw a non-comic book type of hero show or character, black character, and how he juggled life being a famous TV star with being an everyday kid. But rest in peace, though, to Lee Thompson Young. You know, a couple years ago, he unfortunately committed suicide, or so they say. But that was another show that I used to love watching. I used to run home from school every day and turn the Disney Channel on. It was the timing line right on up. As soon as I got in the house, that was coming on. Vulcan 2054 said he used to watch Degrassi basically a soap opera for teenagers. Yeah, that's the best way I can compare it. It was basically a soap opera for kids, for teenagers. Shout out to Gnome King for the super chat. He says R.I.P. to Lee Thompson Young. Yeah, that was very unfortunate. That was very shocking when I found that out. KM Hart said you had the N. Yeah, I did have the N because that was the network Degrassi came on. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, 2020 was definitely a very, very, very interesting year. Very interesting. A lot of stuff happened this year, good, bad, or otherwise. You know, you had Ahmaud Arbery, you had George Floyd, you had Breonna Taylor. I call that the Trinity. Then, of course, a couple of weeks later, you had Rashard Brooks. Then you had Jacob Blake. Like a lot of stuff, you know, a lot of injustices happened this year. And yes, I did learn about them destroying Breonna Taylor's statue in California. I wouldn't even be shocked if it was a non-white person that did it, because based on what I've been hearing about the demographics of that area, they said there's not a lot of white people around there. So it could have been somebody else, honestly speaking. Then, of course, I recently heard about what happened with Tamir Rice. The reason why I'm not doing a video on it is because I'm not shocked that happened. And I thought that was I thought it was old news that they were just bringing back into circulation. But I'm not shocked at all by that. And it's crazy because this year would have been the year that Tamir Rice would have graduated from high school. He would have been 18 this year. He would have been class of 2020 had he graduated, had he lived, had he still been alive. I still can't wrap my mind around how they claim they thought he was 18. I'm like, are we looking at the same person? Like, there's nothing on his face that screams 18. He looks like a little boy. He looked younger than he looked younger than 12. He looked younger than the age that he actually was, honestly speaking. So to try to insult our intelligence and think that saying he looked like he was 18, that's an insult. But yeah, trying to think what else happened this year. Like I said, it was a lot. It was a lot to pack. Oh, this was the year of the Karen. This was the year of the Karen and all of her ilk, if you want to call it that. They were on a rampage this year. And yes, I do have a video coming up about what recently happened at that hotel in New York. I don't want to talk about it on here because I'm saving it for the commentary. But some other stuff has come out about that. And I know even though I said I'm not going to talk about it in this video, someone's going to probably type it in the chat, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this year was the year of the Karen and all of, you know, her ratchetness. This was the year that the white woman got a title. And let me be clear, that term Karen did not come from black people. Black people have used it and still do, but that term Karen came from white men. And it was white women, mainly those feminists, who got upset that they were called Karen and tried to say that it was a slur. But it was white men that came up with the term Karen. Stephanie, I saw the video and I have incorporated it into my commentary, which y'all will see in a couple days. But yeah, they literally have lost all my, and they literally, listen, the Karen has become so notorious this year that you actually have pages, Twitter pages, Facebook pages, Instagram pages dedicated to showing videos of white women acting out in their true nature. Even YouTube channels that are dedicated to that. I've seen people who are reactors on here reacting to a compilation of Karens just this year alone. I'm not talking about stuff that happened last year and before. We're talking about stuff that they've done this year, just in 1 year, since that term Karen got coined. And that was like back in April. And it's a lot of them. It's so many compilations. That's why I said that if y'all want a good laugh or a shaking your head moment, just go on to YouTube and type in Karen compilation into the search bar and see what videos pop up. But yeah, you know, at one point the Karen, we knew that the Karen targeted us. We knew that Karen targeted us for the most part. But Karen, as it stands today, she has no shame and will go after anybody. But one of the funniest Karen videos that I saw, Alana, you said you have 43 minutes into 2021. Well, happy New Year in advance, because I don't think I'm going to be on here for 43 more minutes. But the one Karen video that we saw this year that has to be one of the best ones was the one where that one Karen went into that convenience store. I forgot what store it was, or maybe it was a gas station. And she got into that Native American woman's face and tried to tell her about herself and doing all the finger wagging. You know how Karen does, the finger wagging, hand on the hip type of thing. And she put her hands on that Native American woman and she said, and she was like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe it. Oh my God." You know how they try well, they try to act so shocked and surprised when they do something and someone put their hands on them. The other one was when that black woman had fought that one Karen inside of the store. That was another one that happened this year. But I remember that, and I think I did a video about that, or maybe I did it in a live stream. I can't remember. But yeah, this was definitely the year of the rise of the Karen. Because, you know, last year, you know, not last year, maybe 2 years ago, you had, what was her name? Barbecue Becky or whatever. She kind of kicked it off, but we didn't have the Karen term at the time. Hey, OG Spidey, I'm about to type my email in the chat. Tasha said, "Hey, Torian, caught my first live. Well, welcome. You look good. I never saw you before. I'm a new subscriber. Well, welcome, and shout out to subscribing to my channel. When I do my live streams, I like to show my face in my live streams. But yeah, the Karen, she was off the chain this year. She was off the chain in a way that we have never seen before. Because, you know, like I said, we at one time we were just having different nicknames for every person that we would talk about. But now Karen is like the solidified term for them. So they will always get that title. Don't keep shout out for the super chat. He said that's Latin imitation. That's what it looked like when she slapped her so quick that Karen's face didn't even move, but it was so swift that if you blinked, you would have missed it, but you would have heard it. But yeah, they definitely they acted out this year, and I have a feeling that they will be going into 2021 with more of their ratchetness. Sonya said the really old ones are called Gertrude. Yeah, like I said, the PC woman is in stages. Like when she's young and like a little girl, that's her Hannah stage. Then she graduates to Heather. Then she turns into Becky. Then Karen. Then Gertrude. Like she literally has a metamorphosis. She evolves like a Pokemon. What's going on, Carl? This is Hi Torin. Happy New Year. Happy early New Year to you as well. The Twisted Tea guy was good too. Yeah, that recently happened. As y'all know, I did a video about that yesterday. That was whoo. Twisted Tea got a major endorsement behind that. Or major push in sales behind that. I said they need to give that man a check. I said Twisted Tea needs to slide that man some paper, like slide him a few checks for that. But he hit him so hard because, like I said, when I first saw the video, I thought it was an Arizona. But he hit him so hard with that Twisted Tea, it burst. And you could actually see when the can hit the ground that it was leaking. The can was open. That's how hard he hit him. And then the white guy got up. He, like I said, he knocked the wigger out of him. Carl Mahoney said, what will I be doing for New Year's? I'm going to just be chilling. There's nothing really to do. And to be honest, I can't remember the last time I went to a New Year's party, and I'm talking about pre-COVID-19. I can't remember the last time I went out for a party. A lot of stuff happens so fast. But I'm going to just chill and bring in the new year like I've been doing for the last couple of years. But yeah. I have a feeling more incidents like that are going to happen because you got to think, you had people going back at the Karens, you had that Twisted Tea incident, and then you had the boy in Virginia who exposed that white girl. That's the kind of code we need to be on as a collective, where we're unapologetic in what we do. And if someone gets in our face, we bite back. Point blank, period. No more of this backsliding or, oh, this forgiveness, or I'm scared to say something because it's going to hurt them or it may hurt me. No, none of that. What's going on, PD Chicago B1? That's like I said, before I go any further, like I said, I won't be uploading any videos tomorrow. That's why I'm doing this live today. And when I do bring the videos back, it will be starting Saturday. Shout out to Gnome King again for the super chat. He says Twisted Tea just needs to take the video clip and make a commercial out of it. Twisted Tea, the proper way to open up a can. That would be a dope slogan. That would be a dope slogan now that I think about it. But yeah, I'm not going to upload any videos tomorrow because also tomorrow I'm supposed to be getting a new laptop. I actually ordered a new laptop because I needed one. From Best Buy the other day. I went to the Best Buy thinking that they were going to have them in stock. They didn't. So I had to order it online from the store, and I got to go pick it up tomorrow from them. And the Best Buy that I ordered it from is in Virginia. So that's another reason why I'm not doing live stream tomorrow, because I don't know what time they're going to call me to come pick it up. Shout out to Black Voltron Reloaded for the super chat. He said, yep, Barbecue Becky was here at Lake Merritt, Oakland, California. We haven't seen nor heard from her since. LOL, I'm checking the back of the IRS tax pamphlets for her. Shout out to you. Appreciate the super chat. What I thought was interesting was the response to that was after they confronted her about that, the whole Barbecue Becky situation, is that the following weekend, Black people came together, had this big, large cookout, basically in response to that, where you had like a vast majority of like people who lived in that area who were Black come out to like one big cookout in response to what that situation was right there. Mona Day says, I didn't get to ask you, how did you spend your Christmas, Mona Day? It was pretty chill. There really wasn't much that you could do. like that particular day. Just chill. Let me tell you something right now. I live a pretty chill life. It's not like I'm in undergrad and college now. If I was an undergrad in college, y'all probably would barely see me. I'm just being honest. When I was an undergrad in college, I used to, I'm not gonna say I went out a lot, but I had my days when I went out, because when I was in college, I used to always take like pictures and stuff like that. I had a professional camera mainly because of the class and my major. I had to have a professional camera. And I would take pictures around the campus. I had the nickname of cameraman. I was always to take pictures at different events and everything. People would ask me. I used to be good at making flyers. So I would make flyers for events, which worked in my favor because a lot of the times, because of my camera and I was making these flyers, I would either get a discount for going to certain places or I would get in for free altogether. So, like I said, if this was, what is it, 2020, about to be 2021, now that I think about it, it'll be 10 years since I graduated college next year. May 7th, 2011 is when I graduated from college. 10 years, May 7th of 2021. Time is going by so fast. But back then, when I was like doing all of that stuff, y'all, if I was doing YouTube like how I'm doing now back then, y'all would barely see me. Or I may not even be doing these style of videos. I might be vlogging or something like that, like, you know, my time in college. As a matter of fact, if I had my old channel, my original channel, you would be able to see videos from when I was in college. So y'all would be able to see videos of me back when I was like 20, 21, 19, 18 on my original channel that had got deleted back in 2017. So y'all would have saw a much younger looking version of me where I had a little bit of facial hair. I didn't have any hair. I had a very low cut at the time. But if you had access to those videos. Now, if you follow me on Facebook, and I think maybe one person in here does, if you go and look at my video section under my Facebook page, you will see videos from when I was in college on that page. Jordan Black says, so you're more of a homebody torn. I guess you could say that. I go out when I need to go out. What's going on, God of Harmony? And speaking of someone who follows me on Facebook, that's one person right there who does. Noam King said, while you was in college, I was in the military. Yeah, I don't think the military wasn't for me. My dad was in the military, but I didn't go to the military. But shout out to those who did. And then on top of that, you gotta think, I'm 31 years old. I'm about to be 32. So all the partying days that I had when I was in college, when I was in my 20s, that's pretty much done. You know, let all of the rest of them, let them have that moment. And to be honest, with this pandemic going on right now, how much partying can you really, 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 truly do right now? But I do miss my college days, though. My college days were definitely some interesting ones, especially since I went to an HBCU. So I definitely had fun when I was in college. Seven says, sounds like you hanging up those partying spurs. I been did that, Stephanie. But it's crazy because, you know, you have some people my age or even older who try to hang with people who are younger. I'm like, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere before you dislocate your hip and file for AARP way before you're supposed to file for it. But if I had to like go back to my college days when I went to college, which was in 07 to 2011, I wouldn't change a thing. I would keep everything exactly the same. All the people that I met right there. And I still keep in contact with the people from back then. Thank God for social media, because that's probably the only way it would happen. What's going on, V. Michelle? But y'all know what? I'm actually about to get up off of here because I actually went over the time that I was supposed to. Because I said I only wanted to go on for 2 hours, but I stayed on a little bit longer because it was the last live stream of the year. Because there are some other live streams that I'm supposed to be a part of or going to watch, and I don't want it to run over into those times. But I did want to come on here, of course, and do my last live stream of the year and talk to y'all. And shout out to everybody who came up and spoke. Shout out to all the people who contributed, whether through the super chat or through the Cash App. I do definitely appreciate it. And again, shout out to Solo Dolo again for the super chat. He says thank you for 2020. Look forward to 2021. Peace, fam. Stay safe and take care. Happy New Year. Appreciate you. Most definitely Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Even shout out Happy New Year to those who listening to the playback who couldn't engage this evening. 2021, we're gonna see what's gonna happen. But I have a feeling that what is not gonna be much of a change, especially with COVID-19 happening. Shout out to Cap PY2 for the super chasers. Enjoy the stream and chat interactions. Maybe next time I will join your panel. Stay safe, everyone. Right. But definitely shout out to everybody. Like I said, I will not be uploading any videos tomorrow. Shout out to V Michelle for the super sticker. I won't be uploading any videos tomorrow, but I will be back to uploading again on Saturday as usual. Shout out to Lorraine Sims for the super chat as well. But with that being said, I'm about to hop up off of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a safe and happy New Year. If you're spending with anybody, just be safe. That's really all I can say at the moment going forward. And I will definitely most likely talk to you in the next one. The Friday live streams will be kicking back up. Not this Friday, of course, but the following Friday. And y'all have a good one.